Welcome to the Zano Library tutorial on how to use the New York Times Historical Database. In this short video, you'll learn how to effectively search the New York Times database to find primary sources on your topic. The New York Times Historical Database can be used to find primary source material on a variety of topics and events that occurred during the past century and a half. It contains articles published by the New York Times newspaper dating back to 1851. We will go over how to search this database and talk about some tips to help increase your chances of finding good sources. To get started, you can find the New York Times database by first clicking on the Databases link on the library's homepage. The next screen lists all SVSU's databases alphabetically. Click on the letter N to quickly jump down to the New York Times Historical Database. You can also find the database listed under History or Newspapers under the Subjects menu. Once you log in with your SVSU username and password, you will be taken to the database's advanced search screen. This is where you can enter your search terms. Let's imagine we are doing research on Irish immigration during the later half of the 19th century. There are a couple things we need to keep in mind before we enter our search terms. We will first want to consider the language we use when we search. It's important to think about the language that was being used during that time period. How might journalists during this era have talked about the topic? What words might they have used? Some of the terminology in use during the time period you're studying may be outdated now or even considered offensive. The terms we use today to describe the topic may not have been used then. For example, if you were looking for primary source material created during World War I, typing the terms World War I would not bring back relevant results. Back then, it was more commonly referred to as the Great War, the European War, or just the war. If you're having trouble coming up with terminology appropriate to the time period, consider finding background information first in an encyclopedia, dictionary, or your textbook. For our topic, we will enter the terms Irish and immigrant into the search boxes. Our second consideration before we submit our search is the time period we want our articles to have been published during. If the articles we find are published after our historical time period, it would be more likely considered a secondary source, unless it was written by someone who experienced it. Luckily, the advanced search screen here allows us to specify a publication date or date range. For our topic, we will want to select a specific date range. Since we are interested in the second half of the 19th century, we will enter in 1851 as our beginning date and 1899 as our end date. Now that we have set up our search, we can click the search button to view our results. There are 839 articles that were published between 1851 and 1899 that contain both the term Irish and the term immigrant somewhere in the article. Let's say we would like to read number 16, Paupers for America Taking Steps Against the Assisted Immigrants. This article was published in June of 1883. To view the article, click on the title or the PDF link. Here we can see a preview of the scanned article. To view the article better, click on the Download PDF button at the top right side of the screen. Now you can print or save your article. So in summary, the New York Times Historical Database contains articles published in the newspaper from 1851 to 2015. It is an excellent place to find primary sources. For better results, make sure you match your search terms to the language used during the time period you are researching. Finally, specify a date or date range to ensure more relevant results. This concludes the tutorial on the New York Times Historical Database. If you have any questions, please contact a research librarian.